Alright, what's up you guys? This is HJ here, and welcome to another Minecraft tutorial video. I told you guys last time when I did my series introduction for the police station that I would be doing quite a bit more of these. Today is that day. Today I'm going to be teaching you all how to build a mixed residential apartment building. This is an apartment that's going to have shops at the bottom. So to start off, very basic, very simple, you will need to grab bricks, black stained glass pane, spruce planks. You will also need, for decorative stone, stone bricks. For stairs, you will need stone stairs. For the door, you will need a oak door, or you can use a bamboo door or pale oak door. It's personally your preference. I don't know which one looks more like glass in the window to you guys, but if you have a texture pack, you can also use one of those for that purpose. You guys will also going to need a bookshelf for the shelving, or you can use a chiseled bookshelf. It's both optional. And you will need a hanging sign for the sign outside of the business, and you will also need smooth stone, which we'll start with that first. So let me find smooth stone in here, and you can also use slabs or the regular smooth stone. So I'm going to use the pale oak door and the smooth stone for this case. You're going to want to build your sidewalk first, so turn in the direction that you want your sidewalk to go in, and you're going to build a 20 block sidewalk. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then it's going to be a 3 by 20. So you'll just go over one and then carve this out. That's too many. Carve this one out right here. So I'm just going to place this and then fill it in with smooth stone. That is your sidewalk for your business. Now to the left or to the right, depending on which side you want your cars to drive on, you can also purposefully add a road right here. And if I have time, I might show you guys how to add a road, just so you guys are aware. It's usually 5 lanes or 5 blocks each lane. But in this instance, I'm going to be doing 3 blocks each lane, just because realistically, Minecraft cars are 3 blocks wide traditionally. So now we're going to start in this corner for the actual building. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 from this corner block. This is our outline, and you can also fill in this area right here with spruce if you would like to, just so your bottom floor has a starting point. Now from here, as a continuation, you're going to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now keep that in mind, 12. The reason why I did 12 is because in here, you're going to have some side windows, and up front, you're also going to have some front windows. No windows in the back. Now the corner block, same thing on this side. Now on this side, same thing, continuation, except this time, we're going to include a break at the 7th and 8th block for the door. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is going to be in the front. So we'll go ahead and do this up here. So that way we'll know where that is. The 7 and 8. Now 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's our 13th block for the corner. Now we're going to come over and fill this in. Now you're going to want to fill in your floor. You'll start from the doors, and then you'll fill in this entire grass area with spruce planks. So I'm going to fill this in, and then I'm going to come back once I have this filled in, talk amongst yourselves, and if you need to pause the video at any point in time, please feel free to do so. Okay, so now this has officially been filled in. Now don't mind this empty space over here. This is just extra in case you all want to add like little patio furniture or whatnot if you guys decide to have a cafe down there, which this will be a cafe, and I'll show you guys how to do the patio furniture at the end. Now for the door frame, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2 to bridge it. Now do 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top. In the middle, 1, 2, 3, and then do an extra block up here, or extra 4, bridge that over, and then same thing on both sides. Now this side is only going to have one window because on this side is where we're going to have our staircase. So our staircase is going to be over here away from the main windows, hence why this one is kind of sealed in. Now in the back and on the sides, because we're going to have that patio furniture on that side, I'm actually going to leave that open for now in the open concept. So when I come back later, I can add the door outside to the patio furniture for the cafe. So now you're going to fill this in. Just follow how I'm doing it. Very easy. Now, realistically, if you really wanted to, you could have this window here. I'm personally not a fan, just because I don't like for people to see directly to the stairs, since being how that's a privacy concern, hypothetically, for any real mixed residential business owner who lives upstairs, they don't want people seeing directly into their apartment. But for today's purpose, I guess I'll leave it open. Now I'm going to fill in the top part, but I'm only going to do partial on this side because I still have to keep in mind that the stairs still have to be done. So I'm going to leave that much room, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, 7 for the stairs. So when you're going upstairs, you have enough room to maneuver your head up the stairs and also have enough room as a ledge to walk into the apartment section. Now I'm going to fill the rest of this in. If you want to add a balcony, you can add a balcony. Personally, balconies they're not challenging, but if you have a 3 by 20 sidewalk, it can be a little cramped. For that, I won't be doing that because the sidewalk's so small. If you have a 5-block sidewalk or greater, you may choose to add an additional balcony with some additional space. Now that I've gotten this, and what I've done is I've actually purposely lined up the windows over here, just because, again, the stairs are like right here, so it does make sense for me to do that. So now I'm going to come in, fill in the back, and the windows are also going to be 3 blocks high. And this time, instead of adding a couple extra blocks above the window frame, you're only going to add 1. And the one that's directly being used as the window frame is going to be your actual roof. And the block of brick above that on the outer rim is going to be so that if you have any roof access or any ventilation on the roof, you guys can hide that pretty darn well. Okay, now I'm going to fill this part in. All right, now I'm going to do the extra part here. Now for the smooth stone, ideally what you want to do is you want to use the full block, not the slabs, for the purpose of just having it so that if you have any wall dividers or anything later down the line up here, you guys will not have the block unconnected. Or if you do choose to do wall dividers and you do choose to have the smooth stone slabs and not the full block, which I'm going to build the full block in just a second, then you guys could use the slabs to connect it down to the full block of whatever your room divider or whatever your walls are going to be made out of, but then it's going to look kind of mismatched. In this instance, I've done it this way because in this instance, I do not want my walls to be mismatched or two-tone at the top where it intersects the ceiling. Okay, full block of smooth stone is now done. Now we can move to the doors, 1, 2. Then we can do the outer windows, and in a second we'll do some inner lights. And I'm going to use torches for the lights in the walls, but you don't have to. You can use lanterns. You could, if you made the floors between them slightly thicker, or just 2 blocks thick instead of 1 block thick, like I have the second floor, which is also the ceiling of the first floor. If you do 2 blocks, you can actually have glowstone in the ceiling on the first floor and not have it protrude into the floor of the second. I kind of messed up there because what I really wanted to do was that I wanted to have it where I could use glowstone or lanterns and whatnot without having to worry about that being problematic. But since I chose this route, I'm gonna have to stick with the fact that all the lighting is gonna have to come on each individual floor and not from both. So now, wrong block. I'm gonna go out just a couple from here to use as the stairs. If you want to add a basement, you can. Just be aware, if you're on super flat, it's going to only be possible if you build the floor up from the ground level first. Okay. Now that I have this, and I'm actually going to take this block off. Now that I have this, that's good. So I'm going to do this right here to surround the staircase and prevent people from, hypothetically, if this was real life, you wouldn't want your people to jump off and then fall down the stairs. Not that anybody would do that, but, you know, it would be kind of tragic. Additionally, I've also added torches on this floor level, over the stairs, and also by the windows. Okay. Now you want your counter for your checkout, for your store associate. So for this, I've just done a simple L shape, long extended L shape. And if you want to add a trapdoor or a door here, you can. It's not necessary. You could use a fence gate too. They're not necessary. Security in your store is a must. If that's priority for you, add it in. Your shelving for your store. Now, in this case, I'm going to do this, make them thick, and have one open lane so that the store associate could see, or at least partially see, who's coming in to the door and who is leaving the business. So I'm just going to build the bookshelves up. And they're also thick like this because of all the inventory, and it's a very cramped space. There we go. If you want to have inventory on the wall, you can do that too. Just take one of these off and take one of these off, and you can do inventory on the wall. Now for that patio furniture and also for upstairs. Now the good thing about upstairs is, since it's an apartment and since it's this small of an apartment, you really don't have to do a whole lot to make it where it's actually going to be segmented. You could just use it as an open space. For your couch, you can use beds. What I typically do is I usually just put the beds just like that. And then as far as the sleeping beds, you can put those over here in the corner and use the chest, where's the chest, right here as like a little nightstand. Now that you have that, if you want a TV, you'll put a TV here. I'm not. That's optional. So I'm just going to put that there. And if you really, really want music, there's always the good old-fashioned, old-school jukeboxes. There we go. And lastly, but not least, your kitchen area. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm going to use the chisel bookshelf now because this is going to be your cabinet space up here. And then any wood that's used down here is going to be your counter space. One furnace is going to be your microwave. So this is going to be your oven, these two. And then I guess if you want to have an in cabinet or in upstairs, what do you call those things? The floating microwave. You can use the smoker as your in cabinet microwave. And there you go. Okay, now let's go do this patio furniture. This is actually basically the very last step. So now that we have the patio doors, we can now do the patio furniture. So I'm going to use, for this, I'm not going to be consistent actually. I'm going to use sandstone because I actually want to make it look somewhat more, I don't know how to put this. I guess it's more smooth over than the smooth stone. It's not the same material as the sidewalk. It also looks like it's more tiled over. To me, it does. And you can pick whatever block suits your preference for this. I personally think this looks more smoothed over, tiled over. So it looks like those brick tiles that you see, or the artificial grass that you might see, or turf. If they're like a sports bar, you might see that out here, where it's generally either some sort of artificial grass or some sort of brick seating plaza. So I'm actually gonna do that. Okay, there we go. Fix that. I had to figure out controls for a second. All right. For patio furniture, really easy. Take one fence and spread them out. You don't have to be perfectly even with them, but just try to be somewhat even. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these can always be moved later if you want to be able to like walk freely inside of them. This is just for decoration or for show right now. And then, last but not least, you will take your oak or your stone if you want it to look more realistic, or your pale oak, or you can use heavy weighted, either one. You use those as your tabletops, and if you want an umbrella, very easy. Just put a fence pole in the corner, and then on all sides, use some sort of wool to cover the main seating up, just like that. And you can do opposite corners if you want to. Like if you're very close to the wall, you might do the same thing over here. I'm gonna do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing over here. Opposite corner since it's so close to the wall. And 3, 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And very, very easy to do umbrellas. And now, if you wanted that balcony, like I said, you could add that. And lastly, for me, I just want to say I'm going to add this slight overhang to the door. And for the hanging sign, you'll use this, bring it out, and then, or you actually could raise it a little bit so you're not walking into it. And then whatever you want to name your store. For my store, I'm going to name it HJ's. We'll name it HJ's Pub and Coffee Joint. Okay, there we go. And now we have it. We have our very own mixed residential apartment building. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Let me know how I did in the comments down below, and if you guys would consider being the ones to build this in your own world, or if you have improvements to this and you really want me to see them, you guys can search up my email within my channel description or my channel business inquiry email, and you guys can send me an email with your cool creations. I promise, for comments and for any pictures you send, a personalized response, not just to those who are subscribed, but to everybody who is unsubscribed, as I always do in my videos. As always, thank you guys for joining me. I'm HJ, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.